I'm Tucker Thompson, and welcome back to the final day of the 161st New York Yacht Club Annual Regatta presented by Rolex. Well, if you had to describe this weekend in one word so far, it would be light. We started out with a light round the island race with a shortened finish. Yesterday, the sea breeze struggled to fill in the afternoon to get some racing in, and today we had a dying northerly. But finally, the sea breeze has filled in after a few hours of being postponed on shore, and it looks as though we're going to get some sailing in. The sea breeze has finally made its way to the top of Narragansett Bay, and we joined the Green Fleet, approaching the line to start. CRF Large, the beautiful Spartan to windward, Wild Horses to leeward. As the sea breeze builds, it has shifted right a little bit. That's where we find the orange class CRF Medium next on the line. Better late than never. A few boats decide to start on port and take the sterns of the rest of the fleet. Van Brown and crew aboard Neef definitely get the Crew Shirt Award. And on their weather hip is Angelita. Next class to start has as much variety as it does beauty. This is the yellow class, CRF Small, on their way upwind. Just look at the amount of crew on board Peter Kellogg's Silent Maid. I don't think they could fit anymore. Quite the opposite is true aboard La Tonka. All but one also crowd the committee boat end of the line. It's all clear for Perf 1. Ken Fishberg's Wild Child is currently leading this division, and right now he's trying to hold off two fast boats on his windward hip. Perf 2 heads upwind, relatively spread out, and that little wooden bow all the way down to leeward is Brigadoon 10. They're leading the division, but they're fighting to not get rolled at this point. Next to approach the line and also crowding the committee boat right-hand end, it's Perf 3. When the smoke clears, only a few boats lead on the line at the gun. After the lead two boats, here's a fight among these four, and the leewardmost boat is Flying Cloud 2. Hollywood comes to Newport as Neil Patrick Harris joins Gordon McNabb and crew, and they're currently leading the division. And finally, the S-Class, designed by Hairsoft, the oldest continuous one-design class still racing, is off the line. There are 8 of them competing, and Matt Hayes' Squaw leads the division. Squall, the dark hull's in a good position on the fleet. He's got Corey Silkin's Firefly just on his weather hip. How tight is this racing? At the jibe mark, the teams with spinnakers are fighting amongst each other. One hasn't hoisted yet. A beautiful job for the boat scooping to the inside to take the lead. That's Wild Horses, the division leader. In the middle pursuit, sets their spinnaker to the outside and sits on their breeze. It's a triangle course with long reaching legs, favoring those with the big A sail. Back in the beautiful S class, they are all on port, heading upwind in the left-hand shift to the top mark. Out in front, it's Sheldon Whitehouse's Osprey in what looks to be his best race of the series. While the classic fleet heads downwind, or at least on their reach, we've moved up into Narragansett Bay, more sea breeze, and that was the start of IRC 2 on their way upwind. Christopher Dragon, the dark hull, gets a big lull. They're the one leading this division as Rambler rolls by to windward. Rambler works her way back upwind while Hooligan powers towards the leeward mark for the drop. The two leave the rest of the fleet in their wake. And finally, that magnificent 12s approach the line, all three divisions on one start. And they're off. Close cross for two boats on port. Columbia lets them go. Upwind, it's Intrepid trying to hold off Courageous to windward. How long can they hang on? Talk about bringing a gun to a knife fight. Rambler heads to the finish uncontested. At the top of the track, the windward mark just off of Fort Adams is where we find 3 12 meters approaching from the left. Two of them will make it across Courageous. It is KZ5, Laura out in the lead just ahead of KZ3, New Zealand, who will tack right on front of Courageous. Courageous, thin on lay, uses that 12-meter momentum to their favor and luffs up around the mark just ahead of Victory 83. Big trouble for Laura, just to leeward of Intrepid here, with KZ3 New Zealand just behind. The spinnaker halyard fell, the spinnaker's in the water, Laura finally gets her kite set. New Zealand is out in front, and she's now playing defense to the boats behind. It's New Zealand in the lead here at the leeward mark, and Gunther Berman and Lexi Gehagen and crew will look to stay in the lead upwind. On the finish line for IRC2, Andrew and Linda Weiss's Christopher Dragon will add another bullet to their perfect score. Well, the wind might have been light for the first 2 days, but it definitely delivered today. We'd like to congratulate the New York Yacht Club for 161 years of the annual regatta, and a special thanks goes out to ROLEX for their unwavering support of our sport. From Newport, I'm Tucker Thompson. We hope to see all of you right here next year.